a bringing entrance ready to go and get it, I don't know what is. I just give up. I really give up. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, so everybody is listening to what people are saying about this certain situation, which I think is none of nobody's business. To be honest with you, I think it's between certain people. But when mine brought into it, when I get brought into it, my name, yes, I said mine, my name, when our name gets brought up into it, then it becomes part of me. But it's already part of me because this is my cousin. This is my cousin this is affecting, right? That's what we've all been told. This is my cousin. Spooky is my cousin, right? Right? Ain't that what we've been told? Well, the fact of the matter is, I cannot find proof anywhere that she is my cousin. Now, if that's true, that she's not my cousin, then the things year ago or two that she told Jimbo when he wrote remember when he read the email that he got from Spooky and he read it to his live about how full of shit everything is and all this other bullshit that was in that Spooky wrote Jimbo. Remember that? Then all of that is false, right? But first off, we've got to prove Spooky out or Nicolene already doxed her, Melissa as to being a fraud. We've got to prove without a shadow of a doubt that she is a fraud. So how do we do that? How do we do that? Well, I'll tell you how we do that. We have our great investigative team go back and do the research. Now, I'm credited a lot for this, but I cannot accept all credit and will not accept all credit. Will not accept all credit. So, first off, what do we have to do? Let's talk about this. This guy magically appears on my show, on my live. We'll call him Darren. He magically shows up and hell breaks loose. Oh, this, oh, that. Spooky's in the chat. He comes in, he says a few things, which I've got screenshots of. I'm not going to have to put them up, and Spooky leaves. Supposedly never be heard from again, and then all this other stuff comes up. Anyways, okay, so what do we know with that? What do we know with that? That's our first taste. That's our first taste. But we've all heard Spooky talk about her ex being a what? What was her ex? A guy with PTSD? A guy who was deranged? What else was he? That big word I'm looking for. That big word, a combat vet. A combat vet, right? Was he a combat vet? You remember? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember all the rumors and things about what she had told people in the Mean Girls chat, that he was a combat vet. Put a 1 in the chat. Very abusive, combat vet, psycho with PTSD, all that. Right? Put a 1 in the chat. It's okay. It don't bite. I promise. It won't bite you. Okay, so we'll start with rule 1. Now, at any time during this investigation here and this revealance, if anybody feels free, my Cash App is running across the screen. Yes, I have to say that to trigger the trolls. I like to say that to trigger the trolls because they say I'm not who I say I am. Well, I'm going to prove that I am. Okay, so So let's start off. First thing we know about this situation, abusive combat vet, PTSD. Okay. Now, how we've heard her say it. We've heard her talk about it in chat, right? We've heard her talk about it in chat. Have we not heard her talk about it in chat? Somebody help me out here. Put the ones in the chat. Now, let's get down to the facts. Let's dumb it down for everybody. They say this man's a combat vet. Okay. Spooky told me in our messages that he was a combat vet. Really? Yes. You see, this is mine and Spooky's messages, and I'm only going to put a few out. Yes, it was a great marriage. Then he started acting weird. He's a combat vet. And then he got super weird, paranoid, and super violent. They called it late onset schizophrenia, but I don't know. All I do know, it was a very dangerous situation. The courts recognized that as well. 20 years down the toilet, I walked away from everything. That's how horrible it was, but I survived and kept moving on. Okay, now we know this man is a combat vet, or is he? So I reach out to Mr. Parks, Mr. Darren, and I ask. She said that she saw you turn from war stress. This is part of our conversation. I grew up in a small town in NE, moved to Omaha, which you all know what NE means, right? I'll go into it, and got into IT, then moved here in IT. I told the Air Force before I was to enlist when I was a teenager, but I smoked pot to get out of going. Yes, I worked for the government military in IT for 25 plus years, but I never was enlisted. I was never enlisted.
Gone somewhere and dyed my hair now. Wanna be alone. It's much to bear and you don't care, and I won't play alone. I got you in my sight. I keep all the words you said to me. I get you, get you, get you, get you on your knees. Rewrite all the things you said that I should be. I'll get you, get you, get you. Now you beg me please. Hey, now I stay away. You were never meant to save me. Now I stay away. I'll hear you say you're sorry. Hate I even loved you. Hate I fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you. Hate I kinda fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you. Hate I fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you. Hate I kinda fell in love with you. With you, I cried with you. Now wanna be alone. I lied for you, I tried for you. You wouldn't play alone. I got you in my sight. I keep all the words you said to me. I get you, get you, get you, get you on your knees. Rewrite all the things you said that I should be. I'll get you, get you, get you. Now you beg me please. Hey, now I stay away. You were never meant to save me. Now I stay away. I'll hear you say you're sorry. Hate I even loved you. Hate I fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you. Hate I kinda fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you. Hate I fell in love with you.
You're here? Now let's put that through her head there. Is the sound going in and out, guys? Let me know if the sound's going in and out. Now we know. Because he says he's never enlisted. So you have to be enlisted in order to be a combat vet. At least I think, right? Now, with that, never saw combat. Okay. What's the next thing we have? Let's fast forward in a little bit. Stuff you may not know. Anybody know this little guy right here, or this big, huge dude right here beside me with the paper clip, little paper made teeth? You all know him, right? That's Bernie Smells, otherwise known as Mr. Tony Jarvis. Big bad Bernie Smells, big arm, steroid pump dude. Y'all remember? Put a one in the chat. We know Bernie Smells, don't we? We know Bernie Smells. Everybody knows Bernie Smells. Come on, put that one in the chat. Everybody knows old Bernie. Oh, Bernie. Hey, y'all. Remember me? Y'all know him. He made fun of me, right? He tried to act like me. Well, Mr. Tony, I got some information for you. Okay, so anyways. Okay, so this big badass. What is he? 6'2", 6'3", 6'2"? What is he? 245, 50 pounds, solid arms. And here Spooky is, 5'3", a mere nothing. Who would win in an argument and a fight? Well, Spooky kicked his ass, and he got scared, and he called the cops. To what? How? You kidding me? Are you kidding me? He did not such a thing. But he did. Here we go, Liverpool Police Department. You see? Jarvis. He called the police. Are you kidding me? Come on now. You can't be kidding me on this. He did not, did he? He would never do no such a thing, but he did. Officers responded to 133 North Sully Road for a female supposedly having knives. Officers arrived in on the scene to find that was not the case, but rather a couple was separating, with the male half-packing his items to move out. Officers spoke with Tony Jarvis, who stated that he was no longer wants to be with Melissa. After a short stint together, he feels she may suffer from PTSD, since he woke up this morning to find her shooting birds with a BB gun. Hold on a minute.
You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, oh. You'll break your back to make me feel again.